I'll be running through the class from back here, but at points I'll come over, check through how you guys are getting on with form and stuff as well. But we're going to start in a nice seated position on the floor with your legs crossed. So if you want to hit play on the playlist from the beginning, if you're using it, and then knit back and sit down. As I said, feel free to have your camera on or off, totally up to you. And if it's a little bit more comfortable, get yourself propped on a pillow as well. When you're crossing your legs, normally we have one way that we tend to cross our legs. So for me, that's right under left. Try swapping it so it's the other way. It'll feel a little bit awkward to begin with, but it'll just stretch out the opposite side of your body to the one that you're used to, just so that we're stretching out the other side of the body as well. Perfect. So just going to take a couple of seconds here, hands on the knees, close those eyes, and we're just going to take some nice deep breaths in and out. And we're going to try and breathe in for 4, in, and out for 4. Perfect, keep that going, guys. In and out. 3 more, try and get them nice and slow. In and deep breath out. 2 more. In your own time. And last one, in and out. Well done, guys. Keep those eyes closed for a second while I just talk you through what we're going to do first. So today's session is pretty much all going to be based around being on the floor and in this seated position. We're not going to do anything that requires us to stand. We're going to stay nice and grounded and really stretch out the body. We're going to be holding all of our stretches for at least 15 seconds. These are nice restorative stretches, stretching out from the week that you've had of training, which you've all absolutely smashed, and getting you ready for the week ahead as well. So when you're ready, blink those eyes open a little bit, and we're going to start off from the top of the body, working all the way through to the bottom. So we're going to begin with some neck circles. When you're ready, all you need to do is tilt your chin down, and then whichever way you like, we're just going to spin that neck around as far back as you can go and tilting it as far forward as you can go. Just nice full head circle. We're going to do 5 each way. Just mobilizing up this area before we do some deeper stretches. Another 2. And the last one. And then we're going to go back the other way, doing exactly the same again. So opposite way to whichever you were going. And we're just going to do 5 big, nice circles. Be feeling this across the top of those shoulders. And try and keep that breathing nice and steady in through the nose and out through the mouth. Well done, guys. Going to meet back in the middle. Roll those shoulders back, give them a bit of a shake. Might feel a little bit looser now. I know a lot of you guys, like me, are sat at a laptop for quite a lot of the day, so just give them a nice big roll out. I'm going to go backwards. Ooh, and other way forwards. Perfect. So we're going to move on now to some stretches for the neck itself. So we're going to take one hand and take it over to the opposite side of our head. So if you're using your right hand, take it over to the left-hand side of your head. This hand is going to sit on the floor. So reaching down to the floor next to you. Now you might need it right next to you, or you might be able to stretch it a little further. It doesn't matter, it's whatever's comfortable for you. So for me, I keep it quite close, but if you're not feeling a stretch, feel free to go a bit further away. Depends how long your arms are, but I'm very short. So we're going to gradually pull, not too hard, that neck down to the side. Likely you'll be able to bring it to about a 45-degree angle. Once we're here, just take those fingers and gradually walk them out a little. Keeping on your fingertips, you should start to feel this all the way down the shoulder and into the bicep as well. Now take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're just going to put a little bit more pressure on that hand on the head and tip a little bit further. Well done, guys. We're going to hold here for 15 seconds in our first stretch. Keep that breathing going in and out. Try and keep the in breath through the nose if you can, and out through the mouth if you can. If you feel that you can, feel free to walk the fingers out a little bit further or apply a tiny bit more pressure to the head. Got another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Gradually come back into the middle, and we're just going to swap over. So give that arm that was holding your head a little bit of a shake out. Pop that down to the side, opposite hand over, and we're going to go through exactly the same again. So make sure that arm is in a comfortable spot to start with. Tip that head to a 45-degree angle, and then walk those fingers out to where you can feel that stretch down the side of the neck, into the shoulder, and into that bicep. Oh, very tight today. Well done, guys. And keep that breathing in. And on the exhale, a little bit more pressure if you can. Doesn't matter if it's only a millimeter, just a little bit more. And we're going to hold here for another 15 seconds. Again, keep that breathing going, nice and deep. Those of you who've been working through upper body sessions this week or running as well, a lot of upper body action there. Really important that we don't forget about the top of the body. We often focus on the lower body because stretching there seems a little bit easier, but the upper body is just as important, especially at the moment where we're bent over our phones and laptops all day. Breathing going, got another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return to the middle and give yourself a bit of a shake off. In between all these stretches, feel free to have a little bit of a move around wherever you feel needs moving. Okay, we're going to go on to a little bit of a spinal rotation now. So you should feel this down the middle of the back, and the aim is to just loosen up the core region. So for the runners and the PT and fitness clients amongst you, we're always working on the core. It's really important to keep us upright, to keep us stable, and to maintain good posture, but it's an area that's quite tricky to stretch out. So working from the core, the opposing muscles are in the back, so we need to make sure that we're stretching those out. What we're going to do is take our arms out to the side, cross one arm over onto the opposing knee, and then whichever hand you've got on the floor, you're going to turn to look over that shoulder. So for me, I've got my left hand on my right knee, my right hand out to the side, and I'm turning my head to the right hand side. Now you should feel this in your right shoulder, a little bit across the left of the neck, and also down at the lower back as well. Keep turning, take a deep breath in, and on the breath out, see if you can walk those fingers out a tiny bit more or turn a little bit more. Well done, guys. We're going to hold this one for 15. I'm just going to nip over and check that you're all okay while we're holding. Well done, guys, looking lovely. Try and keep those shoulders nice and upright and keep that breathing in and out. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the middle, guys. Meet me in the middle again. Fab. Now we're just going to go over to the other side, exactly the same. So for me, that's left hand out, right hand to the knee, and turning behind towards the left. Get yourself where you can start to feel that stretch in the shoulder and the lower back. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, turn a little bit further or walk those fingers out a little bit more if you can. Keep your head nice and upright. We don't want the chin looking down. We don't want it looking up. We want it looking directly in front of us and gazing behind us. Remember to keep that breathing going, guys. Well done. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Meet me back in the middle again. Whew. How are we feeling? Thumbs up? All good. Perfect, guys. Well done. Right, we're going to go on to a bit of an arm focus now. So moving gradually down the body and onto the limbs as well. So we're going to start off with some nice tricep stretches. So I'm going to turn around to show you this one, but you guys stay where you are. So you can do this in your seated position. What you're going to do is take one arm up and over like so, so that the palm of the hand is on the nape of the middle of your back or the nape of your neck. Then you're going to take the opposing arm, pop it on top of that elbow, and then I'm going to come back around and check you're all okay. Perfect. Everyone good? Fab. Let's sit back down. There we are. Perfect. So we've got our hand on top of the elbow. Now you should feel this coming down the tricep in the arm here. What we're going to do is each breath that we take, we're going to work through 5 breaths. And every exhale, we're going to try and apply just a little bit more pressure, lengthening that muscle and stretching it out. Remember to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'll count through the breaths as we go. So deep breath in and out, and a little bit more pressure. And another deep breath in and a little bit more. Now, if you get to a point where you don't feel you can apply any more pressure, you're feeling the stretch really well, that's absolutely fine. Keep it where it is. If you feel you can push it a little bit further, we don't want to be going above a 6 on the scale, 6 or 7 on the scale really. Then stick with me and push a little bit more through that breath. Well done, guys. Got 2 more breaths. Deep breath in and out. And last one, in and out. Well done. Going to take that same arm that you had over the head and cross it in front of the body. I'm going to bring the opposing arm in front like so. So you've got the arm coming straight across you, hand out to the side. Just keep the hand nice and relaxed. We're not doing anything there. We just want it to be nice and relaxed. I'm going to gradually keep your shoulders back. We're going to gradually bring that arm back towards the body. A nice stretch across the shoulder and the back and the arm as well. Up through that shoulder into the top of the bicep there. Now, if you're not feeling this, the key thing here is to keep your shoulder of the arm you've got across you back and retracted. So give it a good lift up and backwards, and then try again. And you should start to feel that down there. We're just going to hold this one for 10. Well done, guys. Great work. If you want to close those eyes, that's absolutely fine. This is your time of the week to reset that body, ready for the week ahead. Perfect. Give everything a big shake out. Circle those arms up, big shake, big stretch, and we're going to swap over, do exactly the same on the other side. So the opposite arm over and into that tricep stretch. Once again, we're going to add some progressive breaths here, gradually increasing our stretch. So I'll count through 5 breaths again, and each time exactly the same as on the other side. The aim is to include a little bit more pressure until you feel that you're around a 7 on that scale, and then hold that for the remaining breaths. So when we're ready, deep breath in and out. Apply a little bit of pressure if you can. Deep breath in and out. 2, 3, 4. In and out. In and out. And last one, everyone. In and apply a final bit of pressure as we breathe out for 4. Well done, guys. Gradually bring that arm down, and we're going to cross that one in front of us for that stretch again. Remember, the shoulder of the arm you're crossing in front, bring it up and back. Make sure that it's nice and what we call retracted. So what we call in our exercise is chest proud, like so that we feel that stretch. I'm just going to hold this one for 10. Again, remember, we're relaxing the body. Don't try and hold your hand nice and rigid. Just let it be where it needs to be for this stretch. Well done, guys. Close those eyes for the last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Another big stretch of the arms up and back down again. Ooh, perfect. Right, I'm going to turn sideways to show you this one, but you guys stay where you are. So we're staying in the cross-legged position, sitting on that cushion if that's where you are and nice and comfortable for you. We're going to take the hands and interlink them behind the back. So we're going to interlink them like so. What we're going to do is stretch them out behind us. So again, this is going to be different for each of you. Some of you will find you can get your arms, I can't do it with good form, but like right up here. Others of you will find that here is perfect. And then we're going to tip the head up and back, feeling a nice stretch across the upper chest area and through those shoulders. Now this one's quite difficult to keep your breathing normal while we're here. And that's because we're collapsing the area where you can breathe into. So this is a really good one for developing your lung capacity as well when we're stretching. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase that 4-second breath that we've been working to 8 seconds. So we're going to inhale for 4, but when we exhale, we're going to push that breath out for 8 seconds, expanding the rib cage. So when you're ready, deep breath in for 4 and out for 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Loosen off, come back to that upright position, slack the arms back down so that you're nice and relaxed. And we're going to go into exactly the same stretch again. We're going to do 3 repetitions of this one. So when you're ready, push those arms back out so that you can feel it in the chest. Tip the neck and head back. And push a little bit further than you felt you could last time. A deep breath in for 4 and out for 8. 3, 2, and 1. Relax down again. Give it a shake out. And we're going to go in for one final stretch across the chest. Exactly the same again. Now this time, when we take that breath in, as soon as you breathe out, see if you can give one final push to stretch across that chest a little bit more. When we're ready, arms up, neck back, deep breath in. If you can, when we breathe out now, push those arms a little bit higher, stretch that chest a little bit wider for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. I'm going to turn back around to face you and do a similar stretch now, but instead of stretching across the front of the chest, it's going to stretch across the back of the shoulders for us. So again, we're going to interlink those fingers, but this time we're going to pop them up to the sky above us, and we're going to drop the chin onto our chest. So we're dropping the chin down onto the chest, and as you drop it, you want to feel like there's a weight on your forehead. So your forehead is coming as close to the ground as you can, but we want to keep that core nice and upright as well. When you drop your head, we also need to remember to pull the shoulders down. So we want to feel like gravity is pulling those shoulders down rather than us pushing up. If we push up, we're going to go like this, but we want to keep them coming down. Now we should feel this through the triceps and also through the top of the shoulders as well. Now we're going to do exactly the same again. We're going to do 3 repetitions here, 4 in, 8 out. So when you're ready, deep breath in, keep those shoulders down and push that breath out. Well done, guys. Another deep breath, 4. And push out for 8. Keep those shoulders down. And last one, breathe in. Keep that chin tucked, keep the shoulders down, and deep breath out. Well done. Gradually bring those arms down. They might feel a little bit light and loose. Gradually bring that head up. Oh, a good shake out. I'm going to come check you're all right. Again, big thumbs up if you're okay and I can see you. Perfect, we're all happy. Okay, if you want to take a quick break for some water, then now's a really good time to, because we're going to get into some stretches which involve us lying down instead. So if you want to take a quick break and have a sip, now is your chance. Now, the next kind of section of stretches that we're going to do, you'll recognize as frequently used kind of in yoga if you're used to doing any yoga. No stress if you're not at all, I'm going to talk you through them. But they're also really good when it comes to exercise as well. So we're going to be going through a series of child's pose, cat-cows, and cobra stretches, which I'll talk you through. We're going to work through a few flows of those together to get the body moving a little bit as well. So we're not just stretching, we're doing a bit of mobility too. So first off, we're going to go into child's pose. If you wish, you can have your pillow in front of you so that your chest lies onto your pillow if you're finding your mat a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to turn around. Just going to come onto the knees, but we're going to have the knees pointing out and the feet together at the back, like so. Now you're going to sit down onto those heels, and we're going to lean forwards. Oh, my Alexa thinks that I'm talking to her. Sorry, guys. And we're going to sit down, leaning forwards, like so. So the key here is that we want to be leaning forwards rather than making sure we're sitting up on our heels, but we'll feel the stretch by pushing that bum back as far as you can towards those heels. Now with your pillow, you can have it nice, fold it in half, and it will prop your chest up nicely, or your chin, wherever feels comfortable. I have it as a little roll to kind of keep me afloat under my chest. Stretching out. You might also find this one comes in the hips slightly as well. We're going to work out some stretches that are going to do the opposite of that in a second too. So just going to stay in this child's pose here for 30 seconds, just relaxing. Close those eyes if you can. Zone out from your day, whatever you've had going on. This is your time away to reset for the week ahead. Push that bum a little bit further back if you can. Keep that breathing going. This is your time now. While we're here, if you feel like you want to move the body at all, perhaps come up, rotate around the hips. Now's your time too. We're going to move up into a tabletop position. So we want our hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. But as you come up, feel free to move however you need to. So for me, a nice wiggle side to side is really helpful, loosening out that back. Whatever you need to do here as we come into that tabletop position. Perfect. Well done, everyone. And stay there. So key important thing to remember here is that we want the hands under the shoulder and the knee under the hip. And what we're going to do is move through some cat-cows. So you've got the hunched position. So here you've got a piece of string pulling your back up towards the ceiling. The head tips down, the chin tucks into the chest, and you pull that tailbone down to the floor. And then we're also going to move through like so to the opposing position. So here you've got a piece of string on the tailbone and on the head pulling you up, but you've got a piece of string on the belly button pulling you down to the floor. Just going to move through 10 reps of going between the two positions at whatever speed you like. Try and breathe in as you lift and out as you push through to the opposing position. I'm going to pop over and check on you guys. Move through those 10 reps at your own pace, however you want the body to move today, however you feel like you need to move through those cat-cow positions. Remember, in the curved position, taking the chin down to the chest, we're taking the tailbone down to the floor and lifting the spine up towards the ceiling. And on the opposing position, we're taking the tailbone and the head up to the ceiling and the belly button down to the floor. Great work, guys. Keep it going. Great work. Well done, Charlotte. Well done, Patty. Looking great. Well done. Mobilizing through that lower back and those shoulders. That's it. And when you're done, just set yourself back, rest back on the knees into that child's pose again, just so I know that you're done. Perfect, guys. Fantastic. So from this child's pose, back in our position, make sure that you're using your pillow if that's comfortable for you. Stretch the arms out in front. Now, we're going to stay here again for 30 seconds, just resting that back, pushing that bum towards the heels, and getting our breathing to calm down again. Because we've been doing a little bit of mobilizing there, the breath will have sped up. We want to slow it back down again. So try breathing in for 8. And out for 8. Another deep breath in. And out. Well done, guys. When you're ready, grab one arm and we're going to feed it through under the opposite arm. So you're going to remove your pillow if you're using a pillow at this point. So you're going to thread the needle through and come down so that that opposing shoulder is on the floor. Now you should feel this across the back on whichever side you are stretching towards. If you feel like you need some support from a hand, if you feel like having your hand out in front is a little bit uncomfortable, feel free to bring it up towards you, but don't put it behind the arm. Make sure it's supporting you in front. And whilst we're here, we also want to focus on still pushing that bum back towards the heels, if we can. Well done, guys. Gonna pop over, check that we're all good with that one. Perfect. Hold it there. Well done, well done. Nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, gradually bring that arm up and coming back up into that tabletop position. And we're just going to move through one rep of the cat-cow again. And then back down into that child's pose. And we're going to thread the opposite arm through this time. Now you may find that one side is tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. I'm right-handed, so my left-hand side tends to be a lot tighter because I mobilize it less throughout the day. That's fine. That just means you probably need to give yourself a little bit more support. So for me, on my left-hand side, I can't reach quite as far as on my right-hand side, and I need to bring my arm a little bit closer. That's fine. The differences between each side of the body are totally normal. You may just need to focus here on keeping your breathing a little bit deeper to ease through. If you can, try and visualize that breath as you breathe in, actually going to that shoulder. Visualize it running through the mouth, through the nose, down the pipe, and through into that shoulder if you can. Deep breath in and out. And we're going to come back up to that tabletop position. One rep of our cat-cow. And through. And back into child's pose whenever you're ready. Well done, guys. Perfect. Okay, from here, we're going to come through to a cobra pose. Now, there's going to be a difference for all of you on how you feel with this. And I know some of you have had this as a stretch after your sessions this week as well. So I'm going to run you through how we do that. From the child's pose, you're going to, I need to get back a little bit. There we go. We're going to pull yourself through. So keep your chest as close to the floor as you can. Pull yourself through, bending the elbows. Gradually coming to bring your chest up off the floor like so. Now for me, I have quite tight hips, so my legs will be wider than some of you. Some of you might find it more comfortable to have your legs together. Wherever feels comfortable is absolutely fine. For me, I have to have them a little bit wider because of my tight hips. If you're finding coming up onto your arms uncomfortable, then you can do a slightly regressed cobra, which is where we keep down here, but you're still bringing that chest up and off the floor. The key is to be chest proud and lift that chin off the chest, staring in front of you. Now you should feel this stretching out across the chest, but also stretching out that core area if you've been doing any core work this week. Again, try to visualize that breath if you can. Breathing all the way down and into the stomach and the core, loosening those muscles, and then breathing back out. Well done, guys. And when you feel comfortable, bring those feet together and lift the body back into our child's pose. Again. This is our last few moments in the child's pose, and we're going to be moving to a different position after this and focusing on the lower body. So do any kind of movement that you need now. If you want to circle around, perhaps you want to do some more cat-cows to loosen the body. Perhaps you want to come through into another cobra. Whatever works for you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to move through what you need to move through, and we're going to meet back in that cross-legged position facing the screen again. Well done, guys. Whatever you need after your week. When we're ready, meeting back on that cushion if you're using one, or just on the floor or the mat, wherever you are. And cross-legged. Once again, we've all sat down the way we normally sit down, probably. Try to cross the other way if you can. Just means we're helping to stretch out that side that's normally cramped up throughout the week. So we're now going to move through some lower body stretching just for the next 10 minutes. Today we've been quite focused on the upper body core area, but we're still going to get in some lower body as well. To start with, we're going to work from the feet, from the toes even, through the ankles, through the knees, through the hamstrings, all the way up to the hip region. So if you want to stretch those feet out in front of you. If you did ballet or gymnastics when you were little, you'll be really familiar with this stretch. Perhaps it was, for me anyway, called good toes, naughty toes. So for good toes, you're pointing the toes out in front of you. Let me just turn sideways so you can see that. Pointing the toes. And naughty toes, you bring them up and what we call dorsiflexion towards you. And then we've got plantar flexion away. So we're gradually going to move through 10 reps of good toes to naughty toes, good toes to naughty toes. So as well as stretching the feet here, we're also stretching out those calf muscles and the muscles that run across the top of the shin as well. Try and move quite slowly through the reps. This is stretching rather than mobility, remember here. In our warm-ups, we'll be moving more like this pace, but right now we want to move nice and slow. Well done, guys. One more. Good toes and naughty toes. Now we're going to reach forward, do a little bit of a hamstring stretch here. I know someone requested tight hamstrings. So exactly what we're going to do is a forward fold. So our aim is to get our chest to our thighs. Now, I can't get my chest to my thighs, but that's the aim. So we're going to reach out in front of us. Some of you will be able to touch your feet. Some of you might be able to go further than your feet. Some of you might be here. Absolutely fine. Wherever is comfortable for you. You want to feel about a 6 to 7. If you're getting to a 9 or 10 on that scale, that's too far. come back a little bit. So you can gradually lean forward. The head is looking at the floor in between the legs, and the chest is coming as close as you can to the thighs. Now you see for me, I've got a big gap here. A lot of you will probably be quite a bit closer. The main thing is that we want to keep the body nice and straight. Legs straight, arms straight in front of us, and straight through those shoulders if we can. So pull them back and then pop your hands down. Well done, guys. Keep breathing. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I'm going to come meet you around the front again. Give those legs a bit of a shake out. Pedal them out on the floor. Now we're going to start stretching through the glutes a little here. So you're going to leave one leg out in front of you. Whichever side you like is fine. You're going to bring the other foot up and across you. Now, some of you will be here, some of you will be here, wherever, doesn't matter, wherever you can get comfortable. So you've got your opposite arm under the opposing leg, which is a bit of a right angle in front of you. Now, all you're going to do is gradually bring that towards you and turn the opposite way. So you're turning towards your foot rather than towards your knee, you're turning towards your foot. Other hand stays down on the floor to support you. So turn, you want to be about a 45-degree angle, and you should start to feel that coming down your side and into the top of the glute. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, try and bring that leg a little bit closer to the chest if you can. But keep that turn, because that's what's going to stretch out the top of that glute. It's quite a difficult area to stretch. We do a lot of glute stretching, but it tends to be across the glute maximus, which is our largest glute muscle. Here, we're just engaging some of our smaller glute muscles that we often forget about, and they get very tight, and they're the cause of our tightness. Another deep breath in and out. Perfect, guys, well done. Shake that leg out, and then we're just going to cross over the other way. So whichever side you were before, swap over, wrist under that ankle, or however you want to support. If you want to use your hand, that's fine. Wrist, arm, wherever works. Again, opposing arm down to the side, and that 45-degree tilt is towards the foot side. Again, you'll find that one side is tighter than the other. My left-hand side is so tight, so I can't get anywhere near what I can do on the other side. But that's what we're here for today, to stretch out those differences. So deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you may find you can pull the stretch a little bit more, rotate a little bit past that 45-degree angle. Another deep breath in. If you can, give it a little bit more on that breath out. And then we're going to hold it where it is for 10 seconds. But do not hold that breathing. Keep breathing. We need that oxygen to get to the muscles, to relax them and stretch them out. Well done, guys. In 3, 2, and 1. Pop it back down. Give those knees a good shake out. Well done. Okay, we're moving on to our final few stretches now. So you're going to pop that pillow out the way, wherever you're using it. And we're going to do what we call a 90-90. So from cross-legged position, basically take one leg out and pop it at a 90-degree angle to the side of you. So you've got a right angle coming from your hip to your knee and to your ankle. And then with the other one, that's in front of you. So you won't be able to get an exact right angle here because your hips just won't do that. If they can, I'm very jealous. But we just want to get as close as we can to 2 90-degree angles here. Perfect. From there, I'm going to put so I've got my right leg in front, so I'm going to use my right hand. But if you've got your left leg in front, use your left hand. I'm going to put my right arm down and lower my body over that front leg. Now this should be stretching the right glute into the right quadricep and hamstring, but also stretching out that hip at the back as well. So if you feel it pinching in that hip, which you might do, you just need to shift your weight forward a little bit over the front leg. If you can, come down onto your elbows. If you need to prop yourself up, pop that pillow underneath your elbows. wherever you feel comfortable. And if you're really, really flexible, you can come down onto the head. I can get that far, but it's a 10, so I'm not going to stay there. You want to be around a 7 on that scale, remember. And we're just going to stay here for 15 seconds. Breathing in and out. Well done, guys. In and out. Well done. Just stay here for another 5. And in 3, 2, 1. If you're on your elbows, come up onto your wrists, gradually come back up to that start position. And all we're going to do is swap over. So whichever leg you have in front now becomes the one that goes out to the side, and the one that is at the side goes the other way. Like so. Again, trying as close as we can to get that 90-90 angle. Don't stress if it's a little bit less, a little bit more. Everyone's body is different. Now this time, again, I'm on my left-hand side, so my left knee is at the front and my left arm is going to go out first. So it's whichever arm is the knee you've got in front. I'm going to come out with the left arm and come down onto those wrists if you can. Again, use that pillow if you need a bit of a block between you and the floor. And if you're really flexible, which on my left-hand side, I'm definitely not, you can go down onto the floor as well. If you're feeling a pinch in that hip, that's because you're keeping it up. You just need to shift that weight forward and over. And again, you should feel this in the left hip, into the top of the quad and the back of that hamstring, and a little bit in that right hip, or the hip you've got at the back, sorry, as well. And again, we're just going to hold some deep breaths here. Perfect. Keep that breathing going. Going to stay here for another 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're on your forearms, come up onto those wrists first. Turn yourself round to the side, and we're going to lie down onto the back. Ooh, if you want your pillow, you can put your pillow under your head now, to be honest. Although, I mean, you can fall asleep, I don't mind. Try not to fall asleep. Perfect. So we've got the back flat on the floor. Our feet are flat on the floor. Got an angle in those knees, and your head's either on the floor or on your pillow. Our final stretch is just going to be for those glutes. So we're going to get one leg and cross the ankle over the top of the knee. Now you might already feel this a little bit, and this is stretching your glute maximus now, so your larger glute muscle that I was talking about earlier. But we're going to give it a little bit more of a stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to thread your arms through. Now you may need to pull yourself up a little to do this, that's fine. But once you've got your leg, come back down. And whatever's comfortable for you, you can either hold the back of the hamstring, or if you want, you can hold the shin, but just be careful around the knee area. Make sure you're not holding the knee, hold further down on the shin if you're going to do that. Perfect, lie that back down. Now we're here, deep breath in. And on the breath out, see if you can pull that knee a little bit closer. You should feel this in that glute on the side of the knee you've got crossed over. Another deep breath in and out. And one more. Get it closer to you if you can on this one, in. And we're going to breathe out for 8. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return that foot to the floor, uncross the legs, and cross over the opposite way. And exactly the same on this side. So if you need to come up to grab that leg, I think I just have really little arms. You can come up, again, shin, not near the knee, shin or hamstring at the back. Lie back down. Now, again, each side will feel different, so you may find you can stretch a bit more on this side. Deep breath in. And on the breath out, pull gently towards you. 2 more breaths. Deep breath in. And out. And last one, deep breath in. I'm going to breathe out for 8, pulling as close as we can now, about 7 out of 10. Hold there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, put that foot back down to the floor, unfold, and you want to come into a comfortable lying position. Close those eyes, arms down by the side. For me, it's more comfortable to have my palms facing up and my legs flat on the floor, but with a little bit of a wideness to them. But we're going wherever is comfortable for you here. So if that's feet up, that's fine. If that's palms down, that's fine. If that's knees out to the side, fine. Wherever is comfortable for you. I'm just going to spend 60 seconds here, breathing, letting go of the week, and getting ready. So I'm going to be quiet for 60 seconds while you have some time to yourself. Focus on that breath and breathe deeply into the body. Enjoy the minute here, guys. Okay, guys, keep those eyes closed, but gradually wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Start to wake up the body, start to wriggle a little. Well done, keep those eyes closed still. Bring the feet up so they're flat on the floor, just like they were for our final stretch. Roll yourself over to one side and come back up to a seated position. Slide that pillow under you if you need to. Keep the eyes closed. Deep breath in. And our final deep breath out, a big sigh. Getting rid of the week that's just gone. And gradually blink those eyes back open. Well done, guys.